This is the last time we're going to hear it.
For like a year.
We're never going to hear it again.
Never again.
We don't
One season.
have the
They didn't greenlit the next
capabilities of pulling it up ourselves.
Cannot listen to it on radio.
Unless it plays in a
radio?
Disney intro.
What was
yeah.
I thinking?
Well, Coy, it's 1997.
So we're sitting around radio.
We have
where they
Walkmans
play
and
X-Men.
radios.
It's fantastic times. Things are good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the X-Men 97 finale. If you normally skip intros, I'm going to ask that you don't this time because there's some things that I have to inform you of that I think will be of value in your life. First thing I want to mention to you guys, yes, this has been a great animated series, but the journey's not ending because next week, Coy Jandreau and John Humphrey are going to start uploading their reactions to one of my favorite animated series.
Somehow had never seen.
Secondly, the X-Men fun isn't stopping because tomorrow I'm going to be powering through to make sure the Zeta gets done.
I'm so worried for
Coy's epic X-Men ranking of all the movies with Deadpool 1 and 2 included. It's one of Coy's best videos. I know you guys have been wanting some of those ranking videos to come back, and it's coming back with a fierce storm. See what I did?
X, like exponentially bigger.
Storm.
Storm.
God, jeez.
We both had reasons, though.
Be clever.
Be more clever.
Thirdly.
Exponentially more storm.
And something I'm very, very excited about. Looks like next week, Coy Jandreau here will be filming a long-form interview style. Wanted to do it after the finale so we could go into spoiler territory with head director Jake Castorena. Who knows? Who knows? I'll take the fall here. And then also Charlie Feldman and one of the head writers. They wrote the Remember It episode, that beloved Gambit episode, and is a dear friend of yours as well.
One of my longest friends in LA, and they haven't done any interviews yet, so we get the exclusive. Charlie, I love you. I'm very excited for this.
Thirdly, what we're going to need from you is for you guys to help boost this video's performance. I'm going to ask for your help here, and all I'm asking you to do is just leave down your thoughts on what you thought about this finale episode. What was your favorite part? What would you rank this entire season? Just put your thoughts down in the comments below. It helps out the video more than you guys realize. With that being said, this video is also sponsored by Rocket Money. Do you use Rocket Money, Coy? I've been using it for about a year and a half.
Money organization, but I haven't tried it.
Oh my God, you got to give it a shot, you dumb son of a bitch.
It's on me.
Anyway, guys, leave a like on this video.
Son of a bitch.
Snick to that like button. Also, thanks to Prepper for helping us look good. Full-length reaction watch along where you seek over your own copy of X-Men 97 that is available for Super Sexy Rejects over at our Patreon page. Thank you to all who have been joining, making our Patreon bigger than ever. We also cover several things over there exclusive with highlights and watch-alongs included. Coy, are you ready?
So ready, I can't believe it's already over. Right into it.
I don't think they'll show anything new.
Save it for the episode.
Yeah.
Last one. I'm going to miss you, intro.
Never gonna watch you again.
Never again. I don't think I'll tune in for season 2. It hasn't been my thing.
Storm in her new outfit.
Yeah.
Wait, was there no Wolverine?
He was before, right after Storm.
Okay, it was. Oh!
Hey, no, their origins.
That was their origins, yes. That was actually in a former episode.
Standing Xavier.
Hellfire
Hellfire
this
Club,
is new.
We spoke too soon.
We spoke way too soon.
You're suicidal or sentimental, maybe.
Would we be here helping the survivors if we cared about staying alive? We care about others.
Mutants.
As do most, I believe. And if indeed mutants exist,
They don't.
Before they knew each other's secrets.
why wouldn't they use their abilities to make the world better for all people?
They're already the best everything. They even fight over who's the best victim.
I am.
Whiteman.
Be mindful not to sound like you actually are a mutant.
Yeah, it's so clever.
Run and hide before someone starts dreaming of camps.
I'm a mutant.
Oh, he's revealing? Oh, cool.
Telepathy. Mind reader. Likely can control them too. Bend their will.
Metal, it bends to my will.
Did we just become best friends?
I like the weather the mind inversion.
I've met several. Many alone. Help them cherish their gifts.
In my experience, minds are far harder to bend than metal.
Whoa, how long have they known each other? Or
Oh, I think is this the start of
that makes
Onslaught?
way more sense. Yeah, we're in his mind.
Charles, how shockingly far you've fallen.
Dude, you've aged gracefully.
Beautiful mane.
You declared war against mankind. Too many have died, Magnus. But we both have the power to end it. Restore the damage done to Earth.
Will they, though?
Why must you always defend our genetic inferiors? Do you yearn for Bastion's bastard cyborgs to resume their pogrom against our species?
Pogrom. Big word.
Gotta Google it.
Yep.
Good at words, but pogrom.
Restore Earth's power, or I will hijack your mind and force you to do so.
Evolution thrives in darkness.
Psychic penetration risks leaving both our minds shattered.
We're getting Onslaught.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way now. Once they're in his mind, this happening. Wasn't a mislead.
Turn this nostalgic parlor trick back to my childhood and heed what happened when my village used reason while others used tanks.
Such good dialogue.
Then forgive me, Magnus.
Oh, he's really trying to take full control right now.
Wow. Wow.
Nipple chills. Yikes.
Whew. He's reversing everything. Silver Samurai's back from that episode.
Show us Spider-Man.
Because we need the cameo to distract from our trauma. Oh!
Captain America returned.
Hey, baby boy! Yes! Still doing work in Hell's Kitchen. Doesn't mind the dark.
The inevitability of
That
my
was
vision
awesome. Oh!
Doctor Strange actually doing surgery.
paved the path to my dream in order to honor his own.
Oh, that was so cool.
You mutants lost at birth too, the Neanderthal 2.0. Buggy stillborns flapping upstream, draining yourselves dry so that the tide can more easily drown you.
Everyone is so prophetic.
Such good dialogue from everyone. Verbose.
Had a good professor taken me in when Mother begged him, I'd be hanging here with you freaks in the name of peace.
You look more like a freak than everyone else.
The goatee's not working for you.
Charles Xavier wanted to help you. He came to your mother, but she was too afraid. You would have been one of the first.
Get your filthy paws off her!
You damn dirty ape.
I didn't ask for this either, to be born with this programming.
None choose to be born, Bastion. That's why we must never begrudge them being.
Fault and responsibility are two very different things.
Yet another reason why Operation Zero Tolerance must skip to final phase. People are good. Thus, to protect humanity, I must protect humanity from itself.
Oh my god, we need like
Taking out everybody.
it's like an Avengers level thing. Black Panther.
Oh, yeah!
Took an underdog.
Dude!
From seeing themselves in those who would use their same hearts against them.
Cloak and Dagger? Yes!
Oh my god.
There's Omega Red, yes!
Extinction.
It said
Psylocke
tolerance
and the
is
Alpha
extinction.
Flight?
But even worse is empathy.
Dude!
Speaking of pity, the little temporal orphan who could, error couldn't. The clone was psychic. How many times did you fail to stop me? Fail to save your carbon copy mothers?
Oh, that struggle. Poor guy.
How many times, my writhing thing?
Oh.
That control over them.
200 times. But how's your mommy, Sebastian?
Gotta lick it.
Jean Grey, Madeline Pryor, never Phoenix, just dead.
I think the Phoenix is gonna come back in.
It has to, right?
Then again, I predict everything wrong.
So far.
You promised this pup is my prize, Bastion.
An example must be made.
Wow, betrayal.
But he is as blind as his deadbeat dad and as doomed as...
What do we got? Oh wait, is a prediction gonna be right?
Oh.
No, oh, baby, no.
Oh, flames.
You should have listened to what Time's got to say about my mom.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did I speak too soon?
Yeah. Oh, there she is. From the ashes. You got one. You got one. You got one. Oh, look at her. Yes. Yeah.
Hank was right.
Oh, I got goosebumps everywhere.
Dude, the sound design. I actually do too.
Prime Sentinels were never your become slaves to hate.
Show us Spider-Man.
Greg has goals. It's so beautiful. Daredevil with cloak and dagger.
You're doing the man's work there, Iron Man. Oh, sure.
Well,
That was all me. It was an EMP.
Hey, you're welcome. I did that. This feels so big, like the whole Marvel universe.
All I do is think.
Now she's leading with her feelings.
All this mutant DNA you stole to stay duct taped together.
Unraveling
Wow,
Sinister.
the actual DNA.
Yeah.
The underbrush of our fears and insecurities.
Please, no.
Cower away.
It's so beautiful, this animation.
Whoa, you look
Show
terrible.
me. Show me my face.
I mean, he can.
Looks the same to me.
That was a great moment.
Morph got his.
Jean, your powers.
The Phoenix Force is gone now, but I could feel it deep inside, pulling me back.
I love her to meet her right now.
Things are great, guys.
Hey, I'm good.
I got this. Don't worry about it. What a vibe. I'm in my little Marvel girl outfit. I'm chilling.
Felt so 90s.
My Sentinels and I were meant to save the future, but now you have sealed humanity's fate.
Ah, shit.
Smacking him with his own arm. Man.
But instead, I killed Genosha in 4,621 seconds.
Shit. This guy is something else, man.
Whoa. Techno-organic virus loose. Oh.
That's impressive.
That is, to the evolution of the comics, he's becoming the Archangel of Death. Yes.
Oh, he did it out of his arm.
Granting humans the same mercy I granted your clone mother. A quick extinction.
I think we're going like Angels and Demons. We might go Messiah Complex, depending on if he dies at the end of this. There's so much they can do from the X-Force comics. That was beautiful, that transformation.
Show us Spider-Man.
He wants Spider-Man.
Magnus, are you all right?
Who's
I think Cliffhanger's Onslaught.
Who are you?
They're trapped for a while.
Here to help guide you from this place before these elements consume us.
He looks so dumbfounded.
Good news is their pulses are steady.
So is Wolverine.
Oh, poor guy.
Don't you dare break her heart. Be the best at what you do.
Heal.
We get our injured to Muir Island and then back up Jean and the others and...
Scott!
Jean!
Gene.
The scrambler worked, but Bastion, he...
Jean, Scott, come in.
Multitasking.
I must restore it before the pain consumes his mind.
He's got another tab open. It's impressive. Look at him go.
We won't lose you again.
In order to save the world, we must not lose him.
Professor.
Just blast something, Scott.
Bastion's inbound to you. He's more than flesh or metal. Bastion is the future incarnate.
You gotta respect the vocabulary on this show. They don't write it for like little kids.
No, or they'll learn lots of words if it is for kids.
We both know how this will go for me. Just learned my powers yesterday.
You are the new guy.
So...
Hey, Romeo.
I think they're gonna kill off Jubilee.
Oh, reversal. To complete the arc from the first episode of the first season where she was the underdog, like the new kid.
I feel like we got another death incoming.
Oh.
His name was Gambit. Remember it.
Yeah!
Oh!
Yeah!
Remember it!
Oh!
That was
Those
great.
2 words.
That was great. That ass shot!
Hey, we got a butt shot from the internet. There it was.
Yeah, you go full Henry Cavill.
Who did he beat up flying through the... Not Superman, Henry Cavill. Oh, the whole...
Oh, shit.
That was dope. He looks so cool.
ChatGPT's the enemy.
What do you want to learn?
God damn it. Oh, that strain in her voice. Oh, shit. Are they going to do this?
Are they going to reunite? I think they might reunite.
No. Oh, thank God.
I really... This show's merciless.
Roberto da Costa, disowned heir.
The name
Cool.
spot.
Yep, he's owning it.
Definitely got more flair.
Whoa.
This is the only language mutants understand, sir.
Vote yes, and you best pray our children read their textbooks more than their Bibles.
Cool.
For only history could be conned into forgiving us.
This is the most philosophical episode.
Truly.
Sir, King T'Chaka is right.
It's like the cards where they had the power fight stamina.
It's a straight up Magneto protocol.
Smart to have it.
He's like, I'd do a lot better if I had my shield.
Rogue threw it and never found it. That textbook line was so wise, man. T'Chaka, that was great.
These waters, they're so cold.
This is the dark pain you've carried inside all these years. I have these waters too.
The water is a reflection of his emotional torment, Coy.
Tumultuous waves of torment to reflect.
It also carries us to others who are fighting their own current.
Oh, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, Polaris.
People like Rogue who help us stay afloat when our limbs tire or the waters rage.
Raging waters.
You hurt me.
As you did me countless times, but we never abandoned each other.
This is the best bromance.
They're so cute.
We are brothers.
Do not presume us family. My family, parents.
I'm so glad this episode's longer. It allows these dramatic moments to breathe better.
Yeah.
Where are their faces? Why can't I see their faces?
Oof.
Be brave. Let the tide pull you back.
It's too cold.
You must feel your emotions. You must get to a place of acceptance.
Even if I'm pulled under too, together we will resurface.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Vater, those men, boots.
He's going back to German.
Yeah.
Monsters took.
It's okay. Withhold. Withhold.
Ironic.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Students never learn.
Clever.
Great job.
Get him out of there, Bam-Fim. Yeah.
I love this teamwork.
Beautiful.
Yeah, sparkle him.
Distract him with shiny objects. Yeah,
oh, no, you're right. Oh, my
I'm
God,
really worried, dude. We love him too much. We love him too much.
No.
Oh, dude.
No, please. Please.
Oh, he made the intro. I've been worried since. Cool. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Capcom, fight him. Woo.
You'll never hurt my family again!
He just Kamehameha that dude.
With a Harrison Ford line.
Yeah.
The fact that all you guys look so clean right now is the most impressive part about this.
Oh,
no,
can you get them all?
Okay.
Oh, that's powerful enough to take his wings off.
What will you do, child? Slay me with the 4th of July?
Or we will see her most powerful part. Or she dies. Haha, poetry.
Sleazoid.
I think it's here. I think it's here.
I don't know if how.
I think it's here. Ah!
Whoa. There's 3 of them. Okay.
You call yourselves a team, a family, but a family that can't save itself merely works together to die alone.
Woo!
Behold, my family.
Is that Forge?
I think they reprogrammed it.
I think Forge got him. Yeah.
And irony.
Troy!
Trojan horse, genius. The whole team's together, though, most of them.
Get out of there, beast.
My God.
Beautiful shot.
Just stunning.
Truly, he is the future incarnate.
Everyone start blasting him.
Attack.
Everyone attack.
While he's under a sentinel.
Everyone attack him. He's weak right now. What are you guys doing? Combine your powers or something?
Stand down, team. We're gonna do what we've been telling humanity to do for years. Stop fighting the future.
And embrace it.
Not gonna lie, I don't know where you're going with this.
Yep, is you gonna invite him on the team? What's happening?
The professor came to you, Bastion.
Oh, they're working on connecting?
Parents are human too. They mess up. I know how it feels to have the things you trusted, the future you were building.
Look how Gene's standing.
That Rogue ready to sprawl.
And refuse to let go even as you're buried by what should have been.
Look at that reflection, that's dope.
This is what she was protecting me from. I massacre you freaks and you're recruiting me? You're suicidal.
Yeah.
Humanity is going extinct.
No, they're having babies, and more of them like us.
Evolution.
There's just one pickle, dear.
I hate pickles.
Delicious. Best vegetable.
Humanity would rather die than have kids like us.
The Magneto protocols.
Oh, he said yes. In their own way. That.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, man. I just realized that in the original show, there was a big debate about whether or not they were going to launch missiles at the asteroid. Now they did it.
Good call. Woo.
Oh, man. Hey, we got a shield. Okay.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Fantastic.
Jubilee!
Morph is a great excuse for cameos.
Such great single moments.
She can breathe quite easily in this atmosphere.
They're only a little high. Sparkle power.
Are there other means to restore Asteroid M's orbit?
Theoretically, yes. Perhaps if
Everyone on the jet.
We don't got
No
time for
time.
this science bullshit.
I'll stay back and try blowing this place up with my blasts.
You'll die.
That's what you would do. It's what you've done.
On. And for the episode with the Phoenix returns.
that's it. Indeed, the odds remain reckless.
Give him enough time.
But if we all work in perfect unison, we may just spare our world a dinosaur's fate.
The asteroid.
Oh, we're going to see some epic power up.
Yeah, team dynamic.
Yeah.
OP power.
Nathan.
Aren't you sappy lovebirds supposed to be saving the world?
We are. A few, actually.
Nathan, I always swore I'd never repeat my father's mistake.
What mistake?
Not saying
Say
goodbye.
goodbye.
Force Ghost goodbye is sad, man.
Those rebel leaders I told you about in the future, rambling about the adventures of the X-Men, getting folks inspired. It pissed me the hell off. I belonged in those stories too, growing up.
Aww.
Those legends really didn't do my folks justice.
Aww. He's accepted.
The day you were born, your mother told me you had my eyes.
Cool.
That's beautiful.
They're good eyes.
And now they're yours.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I've just had goosebumps this entire episode.
Let's go.
Man, they did great work with Cyclops. Oh, that score.
I know, it's so operatic right now. The way it's enveloping is how my body's enveloping.
Yeah, I've got so many chills, dude. The slow chorus.
Yeah.
Woo!
Believe that when it makes impact, it will strike the...
Mary Peter Parker!
The original design.
Yes! Oh, that was exciting.
Is that
felt
Flash
good.
Thompson in the back?
I think so. I don't remember his original design, but that was special.
That's cool.
She can't say it, but I can.
They showed us Spider-Man.
Oh,
Oh, what a
that's
great,
very sweet.
What a great mirroring from episode 1 to there, where he mocked her as Jean, and now he's comforting.
Jean to comfort. Oh.
And forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Praying over two bodies, basically.
I hope God just shows up.
Hey, what up? Cameo.
Gotcha.
It's a carpenter in the background.
I grew up trying to see their eyes or smile, scrolling a fantasy of strange faces for a glimpse of my future.
Well, if Magneto wakes up, he can save the day, actually.
Yeah,
he can
pretty
lift the asteroid.
Simply.
Yeah.
The X-Men and I may not resemble each other, but we are still family.
And you're part of that family now.
We had a dream, Charles.
Yes, a dream that made us a family.
Exactly.
Any family worth having
is worth fighting for. Your name is Professor Charles Xavier.
You are Eric Magnus Lenscher.
Rising.
But the man you wish to glimpse as a child chose another name. Remember what he was meant to do.
Remember
who you are.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, that guy who threw bombs at's helping out.
Yeah.
Pretty chill of him. Those protocols.
Everyone there is like, we made the wrong choice. Should not blow this asteroid. Oh no. What just happened? I can't believe they just killed off all of the X-Men.
6 months after E-Day,
Holy shit.
there's still swirl about the fate of the X-Men.
Where'd you guys go?
Other news, Great
Oh.
Britain edged ahead in polls,
Scarlet Witch off-world.
where extremists are preaching the second coming of Magneto. And
Really interesting way to spot.
Must be a damn fool walking in here like we're friends.
Oh, we're friends, Daniel.
Just not yet.
Name's Lucas Bishop, searching for mutants to carry on the torch.
Oh.
The X-Men are dead.
Luckily, this ain't our first time at the X-Men are dead rodeo. But it's less a question about where and more
when.
What are you talking about?
Something or someone yanked our friends through time.
Oh, that's dope. Kitty Pryde. I saw a few others still alive.
Gonna get a new X-Men team.
Kurt, Hank?
Apocalypse are going back?
Bringing back to Apocalypse. Maybe. Seems likely. Wow, you just showed up.
Where are we?
Let's just start kicking everyone's ass.
These people are to blame.
What is the saying? We are not in Kansas.
Anymore.
Oh, they've been spread across time.
I think these are all like Apocalypse times.
Over here.
3960 sounds familiar.
Are you okay?
We're not alone.
Right, Mom.
No, okay.
I don't speak Egyptian.
Quiet now.
Perhaps our recently rescued friend holds the answers to our location.
Are they doing a Scotty son?
My name is Jean Grey. This is my husband, Scott Summers.
You may call me Mother Ascani,
A Scotty son.
leader of Clan Ascani.
I sense no need to be afraid.
Nathan, come.
Yes.
Wild.
They're pulling some
They're
stories
pulling-
here.
yeah.
What is your name?
My name.
No, I was wondering.
And Sabah Nur.
They're gonna have people reading comics.
Oh, I am so proud and elated. Oh,
Oh dear.
That is actually the perfect final line. Oh
Wow.
dear. Like, what more do you say to that? Like, what pickle
oh my
have we
stars
got?
and garters, beast. They're gonna have people reading comics is the best thing I've heard about a season of TV.
They are really
They're
gonna have
pulling
you
some
reading
threads.
comics right now.
I cannot believe they're doing a Scotty son, a potentially benevolent apocalypse storyline from that era of him. Like, this is. I thought so.
It's present day.
A cliffhanger, another cliffhanger.
Present day is in like 1997.
So much pain, my children.
Apocalypse. He's back.
So much death.
Yeah, 4 Horsemen. That's how Gambit comes back. He's gonna be death. He's gonna be death. Holding that card saying death.
I did not pick up on that.
Clever. So much death.
That's cool. I'm glad they reserved Apocalypse because he was the main reoccurring villain. And season 5 did end off where he was still alive.
And it's smart to not have him be the first thing back, but to like set him up.
Guys, that was a shitty finale.
Why do they even make this show?
I don't know why. Marvel keeps dropping the ball consistently, and X-Men 97
Just
is
another case of why does this exist?
just a bunch of bang, bang, bang.
No philosophical quandaries.
Oh my God, just setting up the next movie.
Oh, it's all a post-credit scene.
It's all just one big post-credit scene is all. Nah, that was amazing. That was so amazing. I got to make sure I stay subscribed to Disney Plus for a while, though.
Yep.
And with that, I might have to cut expenses in other areas. But
Totally
you know
fair.
what helps me out with that? Today's video sponsor. That's a smooth-ass transition.
That was, I'm proud.
Reject Nation, when I heard that this company wanted to partner up with us yet again, I was so enthusiastic about it. Reason being, I had already been using their product for well over a year by the point we first ever collaborated with them. So the fact that we get to have this ongoing partnership just makes me a happy camper. And that is, of course, for the app Rocket Money. Now, if you guys don't know what Rocket Money is, don't worry. I got you covered. I'll tell you about them in just a little bit. But before that, I wanted to share with you guys why I love this app so much. It's actually a very personal reason. You see, like many of you guys, I too grew up in a home where money did not come easily, needless to say. The predominant conversation in my family household was undoubtedly about financial struggle, financial worry. And that does a number on you. So it certainly seeped into my adulthood when I was trying to learn how to become financially independent. And to this day, as someone who talks a lot about working on his mental health, who's proudly going to therapy, no matter how much lack we might have in money one day or how much success we might have in money sometimes, I still have to have this ongoing conversation about my relationship with money. I'm half Filipino, so my mom's always talking to me about taxes to this day. I think, though, it does start with how you manage the finances you currently have. See, before I ever acquired any type of reasonable living money, I heard someone speak about how you have to learn what to do with a dollar now. Essentially, the talk was about don't wait until you have like a bunch of money and then start figuring out what to do with it afterwards. Like you got a bunch of toys to play with. If you want to acquire more in life, you have to first figure out what you're going to do with what you currently have. And that's why I love this app. It's applicable for any financial stage you are at in life. Come to think about it, it would have been very beneficial for me when I was in a real struggle boat years ago. So in summary, as someone who is constantly having an ongoing working relationship with how to handle money, Rocket Money has helped make that relationship a lot healthier in my life. So what are they if you don't know what they are? What they are is a personal finance app that simplifies managing money by canceling unnecessary subscriptions, lowering your bills, and crafting a budget that fits your specific lifestyle. I'm telling you, Reject Nation, there's no greater feeling then when you look at the following month and you see that, oh my God, I have saved money. I've spent less. And progress equals happiness. And the best part is Rocket Money does a lot of the heavy lifting by analyzing your spending, then customizes notifications to stay within your budget goals. Because it's not just about saving money. It's about actively seeing and feeling your financial progress. And one of my favorite qualities about their service too is when it comes to monthly subscriptions. We've been blessed to be able to expand the team and hire more people, but with that in mind, that also comes with a lot more expenses. So as this business has been growing, having to track exuberant amount more has been just as important. So now I have to track a lot of these business expenses. Then I got to track my own personal finances. So in general, it's already been helping out a lot with that. But as you want to make things more efficient, you often find yourself signing up for a lot of apps for free trials that you quickly forget about. Next thing you know, you're paying a hefty fine for it. I'm sure even if you don't have a YouTube channel, there's some way you could relate with that. You see, because they track your monthly subscriptions and they make it super easy to cancel the ones you do not use. Couple of clicks and you're putting money back into your pocket. So if you're like me, you found hidden subscriptions or pay for services that you totally forgot about, Rocket Money was a lifesaver in uncovering those and even negotiated some of my bills to about, like I'd say, like down by 20%. So if you want to join me on this journey of consistently taking care of your finances, do not want to start later. The best time is to start right now. So please do yourself a favor, check out Rocket Money and see how much you too can be saving. That way you can stop wasting money on things you don't use. Believe me, when it came to my accountant and tax season, that was a really big note. Visit rocketmoney.com/rejects. They've helped me and I'm confident they'll do the same for you. That's rocketmoney.com/rejects. Your wallet will thank you because Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So a great way to support your lifestyle and a great way to support the channel is by going and downloading the Rocket Money app yourself. And if it does help you, please go ahead, drop me a message. I'd love to hear if there's some way by just conveying this message, it has helped you out too. Thank you, Reject Nation. Thank you, Rocket Money. I know that was a long, I just came from the heart on that one. And for a reason being is because I genuinely love using their app. I feel like it's saved my life in more ways than one. But you know what's really saved my life?
The Xmen?
The Xmen and wearing them on my body. Shirt. It's the last X-Men episode.
It's a 90-minute episode.
I gotta plug it, man. I gotta plug this. I gotta plug this shirt.
It's the last one.
For crying out loud, guys.
Ross Marquand just singing the song right here.
Dude, guys, I appreciate everyone who's bought one. It's an amazing way to support the channel. It's like we are one with each other. When you wear what the hosts here are wearing, then we're symbiosis over here, and we also got other Marvel apparel as well.
Do you know why I wore this one?
No, it's not a reject shirt.
This is my favorite finale. Oh, it's not?
It's not. No, that is just a regular Marvel shirt.
I wore because it's my favorite finale, and I was hoping X-Men could keep up.
That's how good our quality is because
I couldn't tell the difference.
You think that it is
officially branded,
but it's not.
Boom.
Listen, Coy,
Go on
I need to send the footage to preppers. So why don't you
let's
tell
review
us
this episode.
who did we see at the very end there?
Woo!
Let's explain what they look like. And then also go into who they are, as I need some education. Help out the audience. Help myself out.
Okay, so
Take
we
it
have
away while
a
I
shot.
walk past you, Tyler Durden style.
Here's the
do I
crotch
use
or
the
ass?
ass or crotch? Which one do I
Question
go
of etiquette
with?
as I pass. Do I use the ass or the crotch? I adore the fact that they introduced Ascani-san as a concept. That is another name for Cable, which is obviously another iteration of Summers. You know, Nathan Summers is really interesting to me because X-Man is another...
Excuse me! Okay, sorry about that.
Another direction they could go with little Nathan Summers, but I can't tell if they're going to go with the Ascani-san storyline where they're basically lost in time and it's kind of like a mirror of the Hope storyline, which is the Messiah complex, which ties deeply into the insanity, what we just saw with Bastion. But I'm so impressed they win Ascani-san because it's a very short period of X-Men time, and it's very dense. It's like Jeff Loeb and Scott Lobdell from the 90s. So it fits this narrative like time frame, but I don't know how it'll translate to animation. I think it could be a really cool, swashbuckling, timey-wimey story.
These guys have really shown they don't know what the hell they're doing.
They don't even read comics.
They don't know how to translate anything at all.
I haven't read Ascani-san since the 90s. I think I read it in like 98. So I'm now I have reading. I'm going to check out Ascani-san. I did not expect to ever see it. Very excited. And then obviously we have Apocalypse back. And Sabah Nur as a benevolent figure is more recently in Krakoa-ish. He was actually part of the tribunal that decided the rules of the Hellfire, team. And all the Krakoa stuff had him as a bit of a soothsayer because he's been around for so long and he does care about mutants. So I don't know if they'll go with that element of him as a leader, if they'll go back to some of the other 90s stuff, because I generally think of him as a villain. I do like the idea of this benevolent potential take. But yeah, I was really impressed with the pulls.
Yeah, dude, that was an amazing ass episode. We saw Spider-Man.
We saw Peter Parker.
We saw Peter
and
Parker.
Mary Jane.
Peter Parker and Spider-Man are one and the same.
Vest.
I know, that's amazing.
Sweater.
Wait, talk about a cool way to confirm that it's that. We already knew it was that one.
But to see them in those clothes was somehow even more exciting than the Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, because that is the exact Peter
They wore
Parker
that every day.
I know. Yeah,
because they wore it every day.
They wore it every day.
Because you've seen that Spider-Man suit since. You haven't seen them wearing those outfits since. They wore it every day.
Who else?
He had two outfits. He had a polo with stripes on it, and he had that sweater vest. That's all he had.
Who else did we see? We saw
Daredevil.
we saw
Cloak and Dagger. This
Cloak
thing
and
felt
Dagger.
like the actual Marvel Universe, because that's like a deep-ish pull.
They did so much standing and looking up at the sky.
They did with profound waiting.
A lot of, my hands are tied here.
Like Iron Man, when he's like, I'm 90s Iron Man. I do very little, because in the 90s, Iron Man actually did very little. Oh, shit.
Captain America, he encouraged people to launch a missile. Great job, Captain America.
Appreciate the bootlicking.
Feel like there's some political undertones here,
I don't know what
guys.
you're talking about.
America with their nukes. Come on now.
I loved it that they were like, Magneto saved us.
Yeah, I know. After they just blew that shit up.
Which is also how Asteroid M went. Like, that is all canon.
We saw Morph-tastic.
As Reed.
Yeah.
Which is, it looked like the canon suit from the 90s. Like the 90s animated series.
Mm-hmm. We saw Doctor Strange.
Which I didn't expect either.
Doing surgery.
Mid-blackout.
Cheating.
What a champion.
Totally cheating.
Just the worst.
You can't compete with that. How are you supposed to compete with a sorcerer?
We're just making like TikTok video of who we saw, not about the thematic elements.
Who gives a shit about the thematic elements? Why else do they throw cameos in here? Because that's the shit you really want to see and talk about.
We're here to philosophize
Little
over
nuggets.
a replay.
Dunk those nuggets in some barbecue
Guys,
sauce.
tune into my interview long form so we can talk about philosophy.
No, I just want to ask them what they think about other Marvel
I'm just
characters.
gonna list characters.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys think about including this person?
Yeah.
Was Alpha Flight in Canada?
Did you not do it?
Do they have Canadian accents?
It's okay, Coy. I think this is... We're talking about
why
what
the people are here.
This is what the audience really
This is
wants.
why they're here.
And just to list cameos that they already saw and go, yup, now we got content.
I'm going to own one. I do not know who is behind Omega Red. I'll own that. I'm sure there's going to be someone yelling at me in the comments.
Well, let me tell you.
Let me know. Who was that?
Well... I'm sure with a proper Google image
now
search.
Now that it's out, yeah, I'm sure Wikipedia
download
hosts
the episode.
have figured it out by now. I'm commending the writers and artists for going so deep that I only knew 95% of the characters.
I don't like it.
There was some I didn't know. I mean, that's a deep cut.
Some of them are so damn deep. We saw Quicksilver.
We saw Scarlet Witch. We caught Quicksilver. We saw Polaris. They were all on the boat representing his repression.
And then
I'm going to turn that into philosophy, okay? I love that his repressed anguish over his children was embodied by Rogue being who he pined for, but they were in shadow because he couldn't even remember how much he missed them. And that mirrors, ironically, the Marvel Cinematic Universe that couldn't call them mutants. I love it, like Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver were like, we've been forgotten. And in the MCU, it's like, we're not mutants. And in comics, they're like, they're not really Magneto's kids anymore. Hosh posh. It was dope.
Yeah, a big episode about acceptance yet again. I feel like that's a big part of superhero stories in general.
Especially X-Men. I love spelling out the world that hates and fears them as like a dialogue between men about the dream and like forming the concept. That's the initial log line of X-Men.
That's beautiful.
That's the first line in the first X-Men comic.
Well, I love how Cyclops at the end of it all decided to try to connect it with Bastion instead of just let's destroy. And even we were here going,
I was like, Cyclops is right. He's going to do
it. Tear him apart.
It's time to blow
What are you
him
guys doing? And even when he's like, we got to do what humanity did. We're both like,
what is that?
What the hell is that?
Kill him faster.
Pull his eyeballs out.
The man's near death as it is. He's got wings. He's not human. Take him out. Come on, Scott.
It's like the old. That's something that a lot of my favorite anime characters do, which is they just try to connect via the heart first and foremost. And that is a very good point of what Cyclops was doing. I love how in this moment of struggle, that's a good leadership assessment to take the moment to slow down and go, what is really going on underneath the surface here? And maybe this is how we can change things, you know?
And the connecting the Cable was like that as well, where he got to say goodbye and he connected with his heart, and Cable accepted that. Like him accepting them as parents was beautiful.
Because Cable's always got like a stick up his ass, you know?
This guy, he's got a fucking bioorganic arm and there's a lot of
He's
problems.
way more understandable here because we know who he is. Especially Cable's always like he's a curmudgeon, man. He's a grumpy asshole all the time. And that makes sense too with everything they're doing with Cable.
Yeah.
And with Apocalypse showing up. When it came to Cable in the original series, the storylines they primarily focused on with him was, I gotta take down freaking Apocalypse. I've traveled through time every freaking timeline to kill Apocalypse and stop him. And so to bring
half
that
of them
back,
are stuck with Apocalypse, and half are stuck with Cable.
So to bring it back to this point where you have the return of Apocalypse, you got this different version of Cable and Cable from different time period, that allows to flesh out that storyline even more and actually complete it. And I love that. I love that a lot, actually.
And to touch on what I was saying in the beginning, the Ascani son storyline, like to go to the lost in time young Cable and to have the parents try to fix the time they were absent for. That's such a beautiful forgiveness, much mirroring the forgiveness that he granted them at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Like he'd forgiven them as adults. Now they can seek out to be a part of his lost time rearing.
Yeah.
Like as he's growing up, they'll be able to be hands-on and like patch that.
Speaking of rearing, I might be talking out of my ass here. When it comes to the Egyptian stuff, to go from
Speaking of rearing, I can't wait for Deadpool Wolverine.
Dude, I'm gonna be up for I'm on.
That was great.
What hour am I on? If I minus 4 from now,
You're
I'm
at 21 right now.
now. 21 right now. Okay.
21.
So, if I got so focused on the math that I forgot my point.
People waited on this finale reaction, and we're just broken. We're just broken.
Just had the worst bodily luck with it. There's been so many ways you can prepare for a midnight shoot. Like, all right, we could take a nap, we could reprogram our body, and for like 5 straight weeks, I've just had the worst luck.
My 5th shoot today.
Can't do it.
What is this? What are we? Guys, you want to watch those cameos back? Let's cut them in here. Let's cut that section.
So,
Cable.
Okay, no, not
Raising a
Cable.
child.
Magneto revisiting the time of, of World War II, and then to go to this time period where another form of enslavement was taking place and seeing, fighting against oppression as well. I think there could be some cool parallels that they do ultimately draw, seeing, because they talk a lot about ripple through time and time repeats itself a lot. And I feel like there are going to be some cool allegories that they're going to be able to bring up. I don't know what that might be.
Especially the past and distant future. Like the Apocalypse deep past and Nathan deep future.
Exactly. So I feel like that storyline of oppression is going to carry on in even wider scale from these different time periods is showing like, wow, this really is a thing that we have been dealing with for so long. And if there's any story out of comic books to tell that, it's going to be the X-Men tales, you know?
And I think this medium, because it's not something that we tried to translate it and it did not work out with Apocalypse, the movie, but I do think they've shown they can do some really heady stuff in animation, and the budget's less restricting to have time travel in these sets and locations, and I think that's really exciting.
Can you do me a solid when we get this interview with Charlie?
Yep.
Can you ask them about the dialogue?
About why it's so monosyllabic?
Yeah.
Could you learn some words?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the X-Men would know more words. What was the one here where I was like, I'm an idiot? It was like Padros, and I was like, I feel dumb.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't even know.
I don't even know the context to start learning that word.
There's so many words in here. Where
I have such a broad vernacular.
I don't know what this means.
I'm lost about 1 to 2 words an episode, which is 1 to 2 more words than most seasons. Like, it is so well and richly written.
I love that, though, because that is how you learn
words.
Vocabulary.
Yeah.
Is via through hearing how they're used in context more than anything else. But sometimes even in the context, like I don't
get that one. What's a Podros?
I don't get it, but
did he say
I understand
porgs?
the emotion here.
Is he playing with pogs? It's the 90s. Does he have a slammer?
But I appreciate that because the dialogue, they allow the characters to sound so smart. Like, think about
it. Would be. Xavier would be able to absorb all knowledge. Like, he could read a book and be like, well, he'd know a lot of words.
I mean, Magneto, Xavier, Bastion, Sinister, Forge, Beast.
Yeah.
They're all talking with this high level of intellect. Yeah, they're so goddamn smart.
So I'm glad we felt dumb because that means they're smarter than us.
Yeah, and I like how
they should be.
They don't dumb down the dialogue. Like, it's more sophisticated and higher vocabulary than most movies.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really is. Like, they really allow their characters to be intellectually smart through the words they use.
It's like listening to Drake and thinking it's words and then listening to A$AP Rocky or Eminem and being like, oh, vocabulary.
Yeah, it's impressive. I completely get that analogy.
Yeah,
I listen.
So invested in the rap beef.
MTV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
VH1 still plays music videos.
Oh, absolutely,
Pop-up
man.
video, Bastion.
I TiVo that shit all
Yeah,
the time.
his DVR is full of music videos.
Or I videotape it. I VH, or I'd use my big camcorder.
Just on the shoulders. Here he is.
And I replace the tape in there, the new cassette.
Carson Daly's on counting down the hits.
I gotta get this episode because they don't do repeats. Yeah.
X-Men 97. I loved the Remember It moment with Rogue.
Beautiful.
That was powerful.
They had some cool
callbacks to itself.
They had cool callbacks all around. I mean, we brought up how like when Morph was mocking Wolverine as Jean, then at the end he uses Jean presence to comfort,
which is like an
Wolverine.
Arc I needed for Morph because at points I was like, "What's Morph doing?" It's not an arc necessarily, but at least it shows maturity. It shows more than one note.
Morph was mainly here to transform to be Morph, but I still feel like that was one of the. I mean, it was always cool when it happened.
We yelled.
It was one of the shortcomings I did think when you're bringing back Morph into this season that fell a little bit short for me.
Yeah,
was out of all the characters, Morph seemed to have the least actual character development. I mean, you can make arguments for other characters here, like Beast didn't really get much character development. Granted, it's just one season, and if you watch like the original X-Men series, you have to sometimes wait for another season to get to some substantial arcs for a lot of these characters. So I'm not entirely like disappointed by it. I guess though there was such a big deal made around Morph, but that gets me more excited for season 2 because I feel like they'll probably take note of that and want to make
Wolverine
sure to flesh
as well.
it out.
I think we'll have a lot of Wolverine being feral and going through like an existential crisis of self,
and maybe something with Wolverine and Morph actually kicking it together.
Yeah, because they seem to be homies.
They've really established their friendship the most, and I don't really have any like qualms with this episode. Oh, Phoenix, we got Phoenix back.
Dude, I love that you called one. You got your moment.
I got one.
You got your finale moment.
I got one because
and she looked awesome. That sound design.
I think every prediction I've had. I was on a massive losing streak with this
but you
show.
ended strong.
Yes.
I do like that the Onslaught fake out was a fake out. I think
such a fake out.
I love that because I was like, remember last episode, I watched, acknowledged, and was like, I don't think they'll do that thing though. And then I didn't even acknowledge what they're not going to do. And then the whole internet was like, it's obviously Onslaught. And I started this episode like, I think it's a bait and switch. And then when it feels more like we'll earn it later in a show that we're invested in more characters than the 4 they had to do with just a season.
But think about what you're saying right now. That's what makes the show so special is it's a mislead for comic readers.
Right. I got to go.
And this show is so comic lore heavy.
First thing you said when it was over, people are going to read some comics.
I hope so. X-Men animated series, I feel like, did encourage that. And when you know with Marvel, a lot of times they tell their live action directors like, don't actually read the shit.
Cut to this team being like page 7,
yeah,
panel 4.
And
we need to recreate
you actually
that.
make the best shit when you have people who love it and understand why.
They changed costumes in this show to mirror comic covers for a fight.
Yeah.
Like, they're so detailed. They're like, no, it's got to be this outfit for this fight to work.
Yeah.
That's love, and I will forever be thankful.
It's always important to know why, right? That's a big kind of a conversation around here with almost anything that we do. And knowing why is so important. And I feel like where a lot of the live action stuff has been really hit or miss is they're just kind of doing what they got to do and not knowing why it's so, what the real depth is behind it. And that's how you can have a banger of a finale like this.
I'd say this is one of the best finales of a Marvel show, pretty comfortably.
Yeah, this is not one of my, it's not my like top, it's not my favorite episode of the season, but it's still a damn great episode.
Well, usually the Disney Plus finales are always like
bang, bang, bang.
Well, yeah, like the punch, like the thing She-Hulk made fun of, and then they did it after She-Hulk.
Yeah.
This was not. This was 40 minutes because we needed the time in Magneto's head. Like, I love that, like you mentioned at one point, like we're getting to actually have closure. We're getting to finish arcs. Cyclops, I legitimately never predicted where Cyclops was going to go, and that wasn't because it was written badly. It was because it was written so well, because Cyclops is so versatile and has so many multitudes, but also is a linear character. Like, that's hard to quantify, but Cyclops is a thing you can describe, but then he can veer left, and you're like, that's also true. They did that this whole season, and that's why the characters have never been used well in the movies.
You know, the show is X-Men's evolution, right? It deals about it. It's a big part of the conversation about evolution. And I really do think that they full on did with this series an evolution of what the prior series was.
I agree.
After watching 10 episodes, I think this is the best season of the entirety of X-Men animated series. Yeah, if I'm going to put all of them together, this is, to me, the best one. And not just because it's got a little bit more modern day touches. In fact, they know how to take those modern day touches and make it to where it does enhance the series.
Right.
Through visuals, through pacing. They did have a flashback in the original series where you do see the time, that same time period where Eric and Charles, there's something that happens with saving people, and then Eric wants to attack them, and Charles is like, no, don't do that.
So to see that again, but modern.
But yeah, but they go back further here. Right, where it's the time of where they actually first reveal to each other their powers.
Yeah.
At that point in the flashback, that shows when their divide happened. And I remember that playing out and liking it, but a lot of times the flashbacks can feel kind of rushed. Like, I think this is just such the pacing here is just so much better.
Is so hard.
Yeah.
Like the old ones.
Yeah. This is like most episodes are here like 30 minutes.
Yeah, and that extra 8 minutes changes everything pacing-wise.
Yeah, so I think with the update in animation, the update in sound design and action, all these things, but really the main update is how they tell a story.
I'd put this up with Logan in an X-Men ranking video coming soon to Coy's Comic Corner, but I'd put this up with Logan as one of the best adaptations of X-Men.
It's phenomenal.
Like, it's what I want to. I don't have kids yet. Sometimes there's a show that's so good and something that's so important to me that I go, like, I can't wait to show this to my kids. This is a show that the kids that don't exist yet, I'm excited to share it with them.
Yeah, but you have to tell them about the controversy surrounding Rogue's ass.
Yeah, they're going to have to be a certain age to explain that before they learn what Porgo or Pogo is. Progo?
They have to know.
They have to understand that without a butt, you are not worth living. And that is societal. Hopefully by the time they're around, she's got her butt back. Not that society's better, but they fix that ass.
I hope they fix that ass.
That's my first 3 questions for
Charlie
and Jake.
What happened with Rose S?
Did she stop going to Pilates?
Yeah. Did she do too much Pilates?
Did she skip leg day? I need to know how this happened. Is it a calorie deficit issue? Did she lose her powers and that ass? Does she need to absorb someone's booty to get it back?
I'm gonna force you to ask questions. I'm gonna have I have a list of questions from producer Greg.
Producer Greg wanted me to ask.
These are not my original questions.
He had a lot of questions, but he wanted to know about. There's a real big divide about. If you look behind the questions I've got to ask,
I hope they see this video.
I got to get to the bottom of these.
I hope they go this far.
I don't know if anyone's gonna go this far. I just gave 7 butt
If you've gone this far,
after we've
you
lost
better
our
really be
minds.
goddamn comment right now.
Man, yeah.
That you've come this far.
Oh man, we'll make an ass out of you and me if you don't.
Because goddamn, what we gotta ask about? We gotta ask about the stupid controversies.
We gotta ask.
Just Greg, just chalk it up to me.
I'll make sure.
I'll be in the corner of the shoot, just giggling. It's that guy giggling.
He's, he was wondering. It's
the one eating Doritos. He's just laughing his ass
He keeps quoting Sir Mix-a-Lot about Rogue, and it's really making me uncomfortable because he's like, we don't want if it's a conda, don't want none hun. If she ain't got buns hun, and that's why Gambit died.
That's why Gambit died.
Because she ain't got buns hun no more. So,
all right,
it's a real trunk issue.
Do we have any more thoughts?
I should, because I don't want to end there. Goddamn. Like, it's contagious. Your madness is contagious. Okay. Morph, Wolverine, Beast, Xavier, Magneto. Fuck.
Cyclops gotta say
and Jean
goodbye.
I loved. Yeah, that scene was beautiful.
No other deaths other than Bastion.
Jubilee, we thought would die, and
Listen,
stayed kind of Jubilee.
I am
about
6 seasons into X-Men, and
She's just Jubilee.
I
Still don't get it.
I still don't know what her powers are.
Sparkles.
I don't know.
Have you seen Donnie Darko? The Jake Gyllenhaal movie?
I think so.
There's a whole team of people that dance, and there's a mom in it that goes, "I'm beginning to doubt your commitment to sparkle motion." And I think of Jubilee every time. I literally think of a crazy mom like her powers are sparkle motion.
What does she do exactly?
Pyrokinetic energy from basically Dazzler can turn music into energy, and she can just turn nothing into light and some kinetic power. Like she can make little tiny explosions.
So she'd be like on the Marvels team.
Yeah.
Like she's one of those where I'm like, okay, so you're all kind of like something similar.
At one point, she becomes a vampire.
See, that would be cool.
Because they needed to give her something to do.
That would be rad.
Jubilee fans in the chat, let us know below why you love Jubilee. Because she's beloved.
Oh, Sinister lost their form.
Yeah.
And Sinister's been around for centuries.
That Morph arc was cool. To see Morph get so turned into him ugly and be like, haha.
Yes, that is great because there is a whole episode.
Sinister's just vain.
Orc. Oh God, Morph. Orcs. Morph had a whole arc where he was presumed dead for so long. Then you find out he was actually being held captive and used by Sinister for so long.
And his intro this season has just been manipulated by Sinister and his fear of Sinister.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even.
So he got
not
to
even
land
think about that. That's a great
defending
point.
his own honor and also using his power to make Sinister hurt.
But
in a way that
point.
a human wouldn't like. It was better than humanity could have done.
That is a very solid point. Yeah.
So we got a little bit of an arc, a little taste.
That's a great.
Let's end on a great point.
That's a great point to end it at. Make sure to ask them about the controversies with the they them stuff that was happening with Morph.
Morph and he literally was like, what character makes more sense?
Yeah.
Than someone that can turn into anyone.
Yeah.
You know what, internet?
It's like super applicable.
Remember when I was dying all of the X-Men?
Even before like the
word was
the
like
boom of pronouns in the world. That was like it would make sense. Yeah.
Be mad at something because there's always been that. Before the world knew to be mad at it, Morph made sense.
It would have always made sense.
Like they them is also like logical for a shapeshifter in general.
Exactly.
Internet, what are we doing?
Anyway, guys, the lack of Rogue's ass distract you the entire time. What was your favorite?
Not a worthy conclusion.
What was your favorite cameo here in the entire episode? And
rest your laurels on this season.
What are your theories for season 2? Is this one of the best things Marvel has ever done in their entire life? Leave your thoughts down below. And hey, Coy, before we go, one last thing. Can you help me confidently do a Patron of the Day shout out?
Yes. Give me a patron.
I want to shout out Michael B. Omnimedia, fellow reactor. I kind of feel like the way how these philosophical divides happen with Eric and Charles is how I feel with every reactor out there. And Michael B. is no exception to that. And here's the kicker. Now, I might be up for almost hour 22 at this point.
Yep, we approach.
We have had a very long day. Michael is 3 hours ahead of us.
So he's up at 5 a.m.
And he is, I guarantee
Omnimedia, you son of a bitch.
He's still going.
How are we supposed to complain if you're up there with the sun rising, barely getting your edit started?
On top of that,
he's nice.
He's white.
Omni Media. We're supposed to complain the most. Things have been handed to us for generations.
He's setting an example for all white people.
What are you doing?
I don't understand, Michael.
White privilege is about crying about nothing.
White privilege is about
That's
crying about
your
nothing
job.
and being able to not have to be of that way.
That's the privilege.
It's not fair.
Omni Media, I'm embarrassed.
Does great reactions.
As a white.
And you know what? I complain more about being tired than this guy does.
Omni Media. That's disrespectful to people editing, people staying up late.
To white people.
To white people.
To white people.
Frankly, if we're monetizing YouTube videos and we're not complaining, people don't even think it's a job anymore. So it's actually hurting my wallet.
You have to complain about
Otherwise,
your job.
people are like, it's not work.
Complain about your job is the most relatable American thing you
That's
can do.
what we got to connect about. Capitalism's a problem. Omni Media, what are you doing? Setting a bad example. He's a poor socialist. Socialist whites.
Socialist. Oh, God.
Bernie, bro.
Yeah. You know what, man? I'm going to tell everyone to go check out your videos.
Yeah.
Because
you're really kind.
He is really kind.
He's such a nice guy.
He's too kind.
Son of a bitch.
Oh wait, you were in LA for he hit me up. I just remember.
No! Is this a real time reaction?
I just remembered.
He's reacting to realizing that you don't answer his phone.
It was he was like, I'm going to be at LAX for 8 hours. You want to meet up? And he messaged me weeks ago that he was going to be, and it was at the end of April.
It's deep May as fuck.
I just remembered right now.
You just remembered a pending hang.
I am so sorry, man.
3 weeks ago.
You mentioned it
for 8 hours.
mentioned it weeks ago, and I was like, remind me when you're closer.
I'm so glad this Patron Day shout out happened.
Damn it.
I got to see a reaction to his reaction to you as a reactor. So if that isn't full circle, I don't know what is.
It's too far. I wouldn't have gone.
That's fair.
40 minutes away.
Yeah, there's Burbank friends and there's LAX
friends.
friends.
In Virginia, and he flew out here.
Whoa.
And that might be a long flight for you.
But us driving an hour to LAX.
40 minutes in my electric car sounds like a nightmare.
Pretty daunting. It's a bit much.
So...
Is this video an hour and a half
I
yet?
think it's a good spot to end it.
Shout out.
It's a good spot to end it.
We'll see you soon, Omni Media. Keep being awesome.